Hi guys, it's Rick Shiels down here in the trees. Nothing too really unusual. But I want to kind of talk about options of damage limitation. I'll drop 3 golf balls down, because for me, certainly on this type of shot, and you should be looking at this on a lot of tree shots, there are options here. I have actually got options. The glory shot, as much how tempting it is, and I'm the worst for telling you not to go for a glory shot, you've got to look at percentages. You've got to look at either the position of where you are on the golf course at that time. Are you having a good round of golf? Is it match play? Is it towards the end of the round and you need something to happen? Almost like the circumstances of your round, pick what option you go for. And that's so important. Sometimes we go for the glory one. If we go for the glory one too early in the round, it could end up breaking our round. Nothing's won on the first or second hole, and sometimes you've got to weigh that up, weigh those options up. So, in fact, let me get my bush now, how far I am away. I'm a mile away. I've hit a ridiculously bad tee shot. I am, let me tell you. Yeah, I'm a long way away. I think it's about 300 yards away. I'm not saying that's not an option, but I'm just saying that's an extreme option. So, we have got here the biggest gap that I can go for, and it's still advancing the golf ball forward, is this one that's going up the right hand side here. I have got next to no trees. I can play with a fair amount of height because the overhanging branches aren't that bad. My only slight downfall there is I'm actually going to be chipping it probably more likely into the rough, but it's an option. Let's play that one first. Let's play the real safe one. I would do this when you have got a decent score going in your middle of the round and you just don't want to mess anything up, or you've got an amazing lead and you're just sitting on it. You just don't need to do much with it. If you're in match play and you're way up, just knock it out safe. Sometimes that hurts a player more than you think. So I'm going to play this low still, almost like a chip and run with an 8-iron. The trees aren't going to get in the way. I'm never going to choose loft on a shot like this for 2 reasons. Typically when a ball is under the trees, the lie of the land normally isn't very good. It's much drier, and you can see here the fallings of the branches are making this shot hard, and you've got to connect with it well. And I would typically say to connect with the ball well off a lie like this, you want to limit how much wrist angle you start taking into a shot like this. So as soon as you get wedge, often a player will start getting quite flicky and wristy. The strike is unpredictable, and you end up hitting it 3 or 4 yards in front of you, and that's no good. So I'm going to play this with an 8-iron. And I'm going to limit how much wrist angle I create in the swing, and I am honestly just going to push the ball forward. I'm going to keep the loft low, and I'm just going to push it out into the rough, maybe just sneak the fairway. Because of the bad lie, I'm going to place the ball position slightly back in my stance. Let me just move that other ball for the time being. Just slightly back in my stance. Next to no wrist hinge, and just half a swing with an 8-iron. And I am back in play. Now, I'll be honest, that wasn't the best strike in the world, but I am back in play. The option there was so safe, I couldn't really mess that up if I'm honest. Then, we've got another option. We've got medium risk. Now, medium risk on a shot like this is this gap. If we're looking straight down, is this gap. The trees are tighter, but I can see fairway, and I'm going to advance the ball way further down this hole. But I've got to play a shot that is so much lower. So much lower. So again, I don't want to go for loft. Loft is not a good option when you're in trees, often because of the overhanging branches. And the other factor is because of that scrappy strike you might get, you want to limit wrist angle. So now I'm going to go for probably need to hit this maybe 100 yards, so it's much more high tariff. Before, I only had to hit it 30 or 40 yards. Now you choose this option if nothing was quite going right for you today. So it was an okay day, but nothing was quite going right. The high risk might completely take you out of the game. The low risk, oh, there's no point in that today. So I'll take a little bit of a risk, why not? Take a bit of a punt. So I've got 7-iron. I'm still going to go ball, try and get in line with this camera. I'm still going to go ball back in my stance a fraction so I can guarantee the strike. And again, limit wrist angle. I'm going to push the ball forward, keep the ball as low as I possibly can through that gap, and hit it about 120, 30 yards, making sure that I'm aiming still at the biggest part of that gap in the trees. Oh, I've caught the top of the branches, but it's come out on the fairway. I didn't play that low enough, but I didn't really probably choose a low enough club. I could have possibly even gone 5-iron there, but I'm out into the fairway, and that's the biggest thing I've done with that. And it's I'm back in play. I'm back in play. Not doing anything that's groundbreaking, but I'm back in play. Right, the last one, the one that you've all been waiting for. The high tariff shot. It's not been your day and you're fed up of the golf game and you just think, well, you know what, what's the worst that can happen? Or you're in match play and you are down. You have to make something happen. Shots like this either win or lose you matches. If this pulls off, it's the great shot in history and you will win. If it doesn't, just call it a day. But sometimes you've got to take those risks. Again, let the situation force you. Do not play a shot. I'm going for this gap, by the way, this time. Tiny gap. I can't reach the green, so I don't know why I'm doing it, but I've gone 2-iron. I'm going to play super, super low flighted. And what I would say on a shot like this, if you're going to do it, commit. If you're going to actually go for a gap that is ridiculous, at least commit to it and go down fighting. Likewise, I'm going to put the ball slightly back in my stance. I'm going to look at, certainly for height here, even though I've got my lowest lofted iron, I'm still going to look at de-lofting because this needs to come out at head height, and I'm going to commit. I've got away with it, but it wasn't a good hit. I've got to have another go at it. It was okay, but it wasn't quite perfect. I'll grab another ball. It's out in play, but I want to strike it better than that. But this is you don't get these two options when you're out on the golf course. Oh, it's come out low again. So actually in the end, it's come out all right, but was it really worth it? Option number 2 has got me back in play. Option number 3 has, or the first option, shall I say, that's dead easy. But what I would say is let the conditions of your round of golf on that day force you to hit certain shots. Let it force you. Guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Hopefully you've learned a little bit from it. Don't take unnecessary risks if you don't need to. As tempting as it is, don't always take those risks. And if you see me next on a course video taking those risks, remind me in the comments below. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.